Two guys and a gal talking about movies. Two guys and a gal talking about movies. Two guys and a gal, they're talking about movies. And you know they are really groovy. Two guys and a gal talking about movies. Two guys and a gal talking about movies. Two guys and a gal, they're talking about movies. And we know they are really groovy.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome
to
to
this
Two Guys
late
and
edition.
Sometimes a Gal
Sometimes a gal, yeah.
talking about movies.
Yes, we're having a little late edition of the program.
I'm coming to you from Baltimore.
Baltimore, land of...
We traveled up to Baltimore today. We shuffled off to Baltimore.
Shuffled off to Baltimore, the land of bricks, apparently, from what
Yes,
you were telling
the
us
land
earlier.
of bricklayers. Everything is made out of brick here. It's amazing. 7-Eleven made out of brick. CarMax made out of brick. The guy that says I beat CarMax made out of brick. I got pictures of it all.
Awesome.
It's like being in Legoland for real. I expect a big kid's hand to come down and pick up our rental car at any time, you know.
like the Twilight Zone episode where they're
very disconcerting. There it is. Yeah, I expect Rod Serling to step. I go, submitted for your approval. A vacation to Baltimore where everything is made of brick.
Even the people are made of bricks. Oh my goodness.
So we're going to talk about Meryl Streep tonight.
We're talking about Meryl Streep, talking about
a phenomenal
bricks.
Actress.
No. Yes, wonderful actress, phenomenal actress. Another one of those really super hard choices to make. So many movies, so many wonderful movies. Academy Award winning, multiple Academy Award winning. Meryl Streep. So
you know what's funny was about the time that she broke, about the time that she came out.
Yeah.
They were casting King Kong with Jeff Bridges and what would end up being Jessica Lange. She auditioned for the film, and they told her, "I'm sorry, you can't have this role because you're just not attractive enough." And it devastated her, as it would any actress at that time, you know. But you know, she turned around and she did The Deer Hunter. She turned around and did, you know, Kramer versus Kramer. That guy's probably kicking himself in the butt now. You know, Jessica Lange, no slouch. You know,
no, Jessica Lange, excellent. Made a wonderful comeback with American Horror Story for a while, and well, not just that, but other movies besides that. But we're here to talk about Meryl Streep.
Correct. So, number one on your list.
Number one on my list is The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay. That's number 5 on my list.
Oh, okay.
Because again, you know, I always go in a chronological. It's not whether I like the film better or not. It's just it's a chronological order.
Right.
So yeah, Devil Wears Prada is on my list.
Excellent. All right. So Devil Wears Prada. Meryl, she plays the editor-in-chief of a fashion magazine called Runway, and it's very, very loosely based on Anna Wintour, who's the editor-in-chief of Vogue. And she co-stars with Anne Hathaway as a young college graduate who wants to be a serious journalist, but she winds up working at this magazine where Meryl is... Meryl, because we're on a first name basis. There
are 2 actresses in Hollywood that play bitch really well.
Yes.
And that's Glenn Close and Meryl Streep.
Yes. And so her character is this icy, just very dominant female editor. And nobody gets in her way. Everybody's afraid of her. Everybody's terrified. Stanley Tucci is in the movie, and he has a great line where she comes in and he says, "All right, everybody, gird your loins." So
that is a very Stanley Tucci line.
Yeah, so it's that kind of a character. But as the movie progresses, we slowly start to see some of the human underneath the Ice Queen exterior.
And that is the Meryl Streep that we come to love and know.
And exactly
the layers.
the layers.
It's not just which voice am I going to pick, which dialect am I going to pick today. There is many layers to all of her performances.
Yeah, like an onion. Layers like an onion. So yeah, exactly. It's a very almost all of her performances are very nuanced, very
yes.
She suggests so much with just a glance or a look or a whatever, where she doesn't even need dialogue. Just look at her and go, oh, okay, well.
Right. She is a master of letting you see the subtext.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say one of my favorite scenes in the movie is Anne Hathaway, like I said, plays this younger character, and she, like a lot of us in our college years, kind of a bit of a know-it-all, a bit of a, we're sort of above it all, right? And so, she doesn't have the highest opinion of the fashion industry. So she comes walking in, and she has this sweater on, and I can't remember exactly what she says, but she says something slightly derogatory. Because Streep's character, Miranda, they're looking through something, racks of clothes, whatever, and Hathaway says something, like, well, what does it matter, what belt goes with what or whatever. And Streep stops, or Miranda stops and looks at her and says, you picked that sweater. Or why did you pick that particular sweater? He said, well, I like the color, it's the color blue. And she goes into this long discussion of blue, of the color blue. And she tells her, no, it's not just blue, it's cerulean blue. And goes into this long explanation of what it is and where it came from and, the whole history of it. And basically, and she ends with, you think all of this may be silly and superficial or whatever, but fashion still, even now, it it impacts the very choice of clothes that you're wearing, even right now, even even without knowing it. There's an entire history of just that one piece of garment that you're wearing. So it's a great scene. I messed it up, just terribly ruined it, but that's one of my favorite scenes, and it's such a good movie.
My number one pick was Kramer versus Kramer, which was I think was her breakout role. And again, the movie intentionally makes you want to side with Dustin Hoffman as the father for this kid. But Streep's performance is so, again, multi-layered, and this is an Academy Award-winning movie because they made it real. They made it very real, the whole situation. Yeah. And this is what people go to. There is no black and white. It's all grays in a situation like that. And again, right down to the very end where she finally kind of turns around and says, "Okay, I'm going to let you, have custody." And you can just see she, it's tearing her up, but she knows it's the right thing to do.
Right.
She's crying, and she's laughing and crying at the same time. And yeah, again, just what a performance! What a wonderful performance! And again, I think everybody saw at that time, wow, there is something to this person. There's something to this actress. Because right after that, she did a whole bunch of the Sophie's Choice and all kinds of blockbuster films to showcase her talents. So, yeah, that's a stunning performance. I can't remember if she got an Academy Award for that or not. She should have.
If she didn't, she should have. Yeah, I mean, she probably got, at the very least, got nominated for that. I honestly don't remember if she actually won.
She probably did, because again, it led to huge things for her after that.
Right. Yeah.
Hollywood really fell in love with her at that time.
Yeah. So
Number two on your list.
Good choice. So number 2 is not quite up the level of Kramer versus Kramer, certainly, but it's a fun movie. It's Mamma Mia.
Okay.
Her little musical, or the musical that she did.
All right.
Because I love ABBA. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I love ABBA. Easy 70s disco, Swedish disco as it is. I don't care. It's great. And her performance, again, this woman cannot do a bad performance. It's just, I don't think it's in her DNA to do a bad performance, even in a silly musical like this. But she was fun. Christine Baranski was fun in this movie.
Baranski's always fun.
She's
another one. It's just
exactly
what a wonderful character actress.
Yeah. Amanda Seyfried is in it. 3 great male actors are in it. Colin Firth, Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. Who's the third one?
It was a drive-by fruiting.
Yeah. Yes.
Anytime I see Pierce Brosnan, it's either James Bond or that.
Or Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah. Who was the third one? Oh, crap. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're talking
probably
about
Mamma Mia.
and Mamma Mia, yes. And of course, there's this whole mystery of who Amanda Seyfried's real father is. That's kind of the plot, or the thing that the plot hangs on. But none of it matters. We're here for the ABBA. We're here to hear people singing ABBA. So yeah, I mean,
didn't make my list. Sorry.
It's okay. I know it's a fluffy, silly movie.
There are 2 types of people in the world. There are ABBA people, and there are non-ABBA people.
Not an ABBA fan.
I'm an ABBA person. I love ABBA. For me, it was a perk. It was a plus. Yeah.
I knew there was something I liked about you, Renee.
Yes, we're ABBA people.
We're something he hated about me.
Yeah. No. Rory, you gotta go, Rory. Only ABBA people allowed. Yeah. So
it'll be a guy and a gal talking about.
Yes. I had to defend the ABBA. I had to
defend the ABBA. Yes.
There is an ABBA museum somewhere. I can't remember. I've had friends that have gone to it.
Yeah.
I feel like Manny's house is an ABBA museum. My house is arguably an ABBA museum. Yeah.
Oh, how sad.
All right. So what's your?
That's hilarious.
So what's
every ABBA fan in the universe is now tomatoes.
Turning against.
He's just hating me right now.
That Roy.
Oh man, I liked him so much, but then he said he was not an ABBA fan.
We were there with you, and then
as if ABBA fans were, Southern.
I was just gonna come on and I was gonna say, why did you do the Southern accent? You should have done like a.
Yes, sir. I sure love me them ABBA.
I just love me some ABBA.
Yeah, it's Garth Brooks, Dolly Parton, and ABBA on my rotation.
And we all go to Dollywood. Every
go
summer
Dollywood. If there was an ABBA wood, we would go there.
What a great segue into my number 2 pick, Silkwood.
So what's your number 2?
Here we go. Here's the Silkwood.
Oh my God, Cher, Kurt Russell, and Meryl Streep.
There you
go. Cool.
There you go. Yes.
Very dramatic, real life story that they made into a movie. Again, very intense story, and another wonderful performance by her, doing another dialect masterfully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a fun movie.
No,
but it's an interesting movie. It's a powerful one. That's for sure. When the performances are all good. Again, not a lot of people give Cher credit for being such a really good actress. She really is a wonderful actress.
She is. Yeah.
She is, and I looked her up, and it turns out that she is classically trained, and she did a lot of theater in high school, and then she went to Broadway, and she was doing, all of the great works, and it never occurred to her to do screen. She never wanted to do screen, but she saw De Niro's performance in Taxi Driver, and she said, I think I could do that. But even in high school, she was doing accents on her own. And one of the founders of the Actors Studio actually taught her. And he recalled and he said, I never taught her anything. Meryl was just intrinsically motivated to act, and she taught herself all of these dialects. And she was just really interested in transforming herself for every single role. She didn't want to be just a character actress. She wanted to really indulge, but she was classically trained. She does have an MFA in acting from Yale, but she just was kind of like people who worked with her in high school said she was kind of just always great. She never had to learn anything. I don't know. She just came right out being Meryl. It's weird.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Meryl Streep she's one of those rare actors that can literally almost disappear into a role where you forget that, oh, it's Meryl Streep playing blah blah blah. No. It's like it's the character. You absolutely forget that it's her. I mean, that's talent. That's just
Absolutely.
talent.
Yeah, when she's playing a historical character, we're going to go through some of my honorable mentions here, like the Iron Lady. When she's doing Margaret Thatcher, you really, really have to master. I mean, a lot of times when Americans do British accents, the British make fun of them for it because they just don't do it. They don't do it right.
It's not
they
good.
just don't do it right. So I'm sure she did a perfect. It certainly sounds perfect to me, and I do a lot of dialects. And Julia Childs. I had a feeling you were going to mention Julie and Julia, where she played Julia Childs.
It was not on his list. It was not on his list.
Seriously?
I can say that now. I
really?
know it was not. Did you not see that one, or did you not like it?
Oh no, I saw it. Of course. It almost made my list. It almost did. I know
you're a Julia
like I said,
Childs fan. Maybe that's why it didn't make your list.
No, I am an absolute Julia Child fan. And yeah, I don't know.
We're all waiting on your every word, Manny. Why don't you like it? Why don't you love it?
I like it. I like it. I do like it.
It's hard to narrow it down to just a few picks.
She's in so many.
I forget to mention or list it as one of my honorable mentions, and a very close honorable mention. I just gave you the list of the 5. No, but it's definitely up there. It is definitely up there. So
either one of you mentioned Don't Look Up. And I loved her in Don't Look Up. I don't know if either of you had even seen it. She played the president. She was incredible. I
haven't seen it.
No, I
can't believe you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
There's a cool story.
Wait a minute. That's
everyone's
that's
trying to warn them,
thing, right? At
the end?
The
Leonardo DiCaprio's in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
I did see that.
So at the very end, and this is recent. This is from like 2022, maybe? Was it from last year?
I think so.
Very recent.
It's very,
yeah.
And she plays the president, and she, at the very end, this is not a spoiler alert, but at the very end, she's naked, and she had, she's naked, okay? And and she played that. But Leonardo DiCaprio, who I guess was an EP on it or something, but he came in and saw the final cut, and he said, no, he said, at the end of her career, we're not going to do that to Meryl. I want you to use a body double. And he went in without her even knowing and changed it. And so what ended up in the final that we get to see is a body double, because he said that he did not want her at the end of her career to do that. So, and she supported it, but I know it was kind of controversial when it came out, body shaming, and all kinds of people had weighed in on it. But Leonardo DiCaprio is the one who made that call, but it is not her body. It's a body double.
Well, now there's no reason to watch it.
Now there's no. What's the point of watching it? I just ruined it. I just ruined it
for me.
I apologize.
Thank you.
I wanted to see Meryl Streep's old flat ass. Wait a minute.
I've been waiting years.
What am I looking at here? This can't be her.
Emma Thompson did a movie that was on Hulu where she was completely naked, and I'm like, her career isn't over.
No, if anything, it added a dimension to it.
Exactly. I'm like, that's pretty brave.
It is, yeah.
Just literally putting it all out there.
There you go.
But anyway, okay. So what were we talking about? Oh, Meryl Streep.
Moving on.
Yes.
So
Moving
your
on.
third pick. I think it's Manny's
I
third
think it's
pick,
my
is it?
yeah. I think I'm number 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my number 3rd movie is the Bridges of Madison County.
That was my number 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't normally like romantic movies or chick
Yes.
flicks, as some people call them, but I love this movie. Such
But
a really
it
good
was
movie.
Clint Eastwood.
Exactly, it's Clint Eastwood.
God damn it, I love you.
Kind of playing against type, you know. He's usually the rough, tough.
I can't remember who wrote it, but it went around that this was Clint Eastwood's, what was it? His gift to ladies, to women.
Yeah,
because you never would have expected him to be in something like this.
Right. But he did a great job, and of course, Meryl being Meryl, you know, she did wonderful. And it's one of those bittersweet movies. One of the reasons that I'm not particularly fond of romantic movies is not because I'm not romantic. It's just that they're usually so predictable to me. You know exactly what's going to happen. But every now and again, you get a movie like this where we're not exactly sure, and the two characters are so likable.
Yeah.
And that you want them to get together. You know, you're like, yes, please. And of course they don't. But spoiler alert. Sorry about that. We should put a disclaimer like
it's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy.
It's a It's a Romeo Juliet tragedy type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Clint Eastwood standing out in the rain for God knows how long for that scene.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get a cold out here because I love you. Damn it!
I'm risking pneumonia.
I'm not young anymore.
I got more movies to direct.
It's a very touching romance. It really is, touching, and it's based on a famous book.
Right.
So we knew how it had to end. How it had to end.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm glad
we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And again, a wonderful Oscar-worthy performance by both of them. Actually, I think.
Yes.
Again, both playing. I mean, her you expect it, but with Clint, you don't expect that type of thing. You know,
right?
Not like that anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not like that anymore.
So
Ironweed was on my list. It's just such a transformation. Her and Nicholson, yeah, you can see him being that way. Maybe on weekends, but such a transformation for her. And again, it's gritty and dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
So the performance definitely is. I don't know if they got an Oscar nod for that or if he did, but certainly deserving.
Yeah. And again, two powerhouse actors, Nicholson and Streep.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get any better than that, and a great movie as well. Yeah, I notice a trend here. You went for all the really serious Streep movies.
There is one honorable mention though that was just a fun note, and that was Death Becomes Her.
Oh yeah, that almost made my list as well.
They went Tales from the Crypt on the Joan. Was it Betty Davis and Joan?
Betty Davis and Joan Crawford. Yeah.
Crawford feud.
Right. Yeah. Yes, her and Goldie Hawn and Bruce Willis. Yeah. Interesting movie. Yeah, very, very strange. Very. I know it wasn't directed by Tim Burton, but it could have been. It could easily have been.
It definitely had that kind of feel to it. And again, I don't know why, but I feel like it was supposed to be an episode of Tales from the Crypt that they just decided, let's make a movie out of it.
Yeah, I definitely had that feeling.
That had that kind of feel to it. the whole concept of how would you protect your body? How would you take care of your body if you were going to live forever?
Mm-hmm.
Is something that, I mean, they haven't really talked about or done much. So
Right. Yeah.
it was a novelty, and
Yeah.
again, the whole would I take that kind of gift if it was offered to me, or would
Right.
I go Bruce Willis and just live my life out the way the gods had
Exactly.
intended?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
we see at the end of the movie what can happen.
Right. Yeah. 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 And I gotta say, you know, and I know we're getting off track, but that movie had some groundbreaking special effects in it.
Yeah,
The big hole that winds up in Goldie Hawn's
Goldie
body,
Hawn.
and Meryl's head getting twisted around, and they're kind of putting it back. It's just
This
incredible
was when
effect.
CGI was just first, starting
Yeah, just
to
starting, but
take over effects in movies.
yeah, but it was very, very well done. I mean, virtually seamless.
Yeah, I think it was Industrial Light and Magic that probably
Oh,
did it because it was so well
yeah,
done.
yeah,
And again, that scene where you see the hole in her, and you realize at that point that Goldie Hawn also took the gift
exactly.
at that time, and she's looking very, zombie apocalypse at that point.
Yes, exactly.
It's just a guilty pleasure, that movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, I get that. So, are we up to number four? I think.
What's that?
Are we up to number four? I think.
I think I've done all five on my list
Oh, okay.
because Devil Wears Prada was on my list. The only other film that I wanted to honorably mention was Out of Africa,
Oh yeah,
with her
yes,
and Redford and Klaus Maria Brandur, who is a wonderful
yes,
actor.
yes, yeah, yeah. Out of Africa, really good movie. All right, so
The reason that it went honorable mention on my list is because I was aware that it was trying to be an artsy film.
yeah,
I think it kind of tried too hard. So the performances, I was just aware of the performances in that one,
yeah, it was a
to
little,
me.
yeah, but I
But a great
still,
score by John Barry.
yeah, yes,
We talked
right.
about a
Talking about
couple of
Tom
shows
Barry,
ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. But still, beautifully shot, beautiful. I mean, very
Yeah,
well made movie, but still,
very
yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
cinematography. Yes.
But yes, this is a very serious movie. So, all right. So, on a not so serious note, my fourth pick is Postcards from the Edge,
Okay.
uh, with another powerhouse actress, Shirley MacLaine,
Hmm.
based on a novel by, or yeah, a novel by
Carrie
Carrie
Fisher.
Fisher,
Yeah.
right? Very much inspired by her life.
Yes.
Her life with her mom, Debbie Reynolds. But yeah, another great little performance from Meryl Streep
That
as
was a fun film. The best part being when she said your dress went up during like my birthday party or something, and she goes, "It did not go up; it twirled. You weren't wearing any panties."
yeah, right, right,
So that is evidently Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds' life.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It wasn't
Uh,
easy growing up with a Hollywood mom.
no, no, apparently not. And so there was definitely a bit of a bit of a rivalry there with mother daughter, and the movie captures that wonderfully. That slightly toxic dynamic that they had. Um,
There was and I can't remember the name of it now. There was an HBO special that came out the year before Carrie died.
mhm.
About it was just like a documentary of their life on that place in that place in uh, California, in LA, in
Mhm.
Hollywood, where they lived together, and their life. Debbie going back out on the road to do shows in these really heavy dresses, and she was so old and she hated that. Her
Mhm.
back would be killing her after going out on these shows, and Carrie like binge drinking Coca-Cola like all day long and smoking cigarettes and going off to London and it's a wonderful documentary if you can find it. I wish I could remember the name of it now. It's oh God. Anyway, I'm sure you can find it if you look on the net. Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds documentary.
Yeah.
And she passed away, right after it came out, like less than a year after it came out.
Wow.
And then, of course, Debbie Reynolds passed away shortly after Carrie did, because they were
Maybe
very
like
close.
a day after, almost.
Yeah, it was just a couple of days, I think.
Yeah.
Because it devastated her, and she was up there, and the son, who's in it, I think he lives in Vegas, and it's just a very interesting documentary. It's one of the better documentaries of Hollywood life.
Yeah, there was I want to say it was a TV movie many years ago, with Debbie Reynolds and Elizabeth Taylor were in it. It's Debbie Reynolds, Elizabeth Taylor, and who else? Was it Joan Collins? It was another actress, and all three had been like famous in the 50s or the 60s or whatever. And so this producer decides to kind of have this reunion. And Carrie Fisher has a very brief cameo in this movie, but it's pretty bad because everybody's already up in age, but to see Debbie Reynolds and Elizabeth Taylor acting against each other, because of course Taylor very famously basically stole her husband Eddie Fisher from her. Created that rivalry between them. So anyway,
that documentary also has the last visit that Carrie makes with her father, with Eddie Fisher.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
He passed away before they released the actual documentary.
Oh.
I'm going to IMDb right now to try to find the name of that documentary.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, so my fifth choice, which bumped out Julie and Julia, is Frances Foster Jenkins. Oh, Florence Foster Jenkins.
Okay.
Which, again, is another based on a true story. Meryl Streep plays a New York socialite who loves to sing, except she has no talent for it. She's terrible. And Hugh Grant is her husband, who is very supportive and indulges her whim. And it's just, it's this is Meryl, a little older now, but she's still, she's always going to be at the top of her game, even no matter what movie she's in. And it's just an interesting little story about perseverance, and and a little bit about the power of money as well. Basically saying that when you're rich, you can pretty much get away with anything you want, even pretend to be a singer. But
I haven't seen it, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah,
we'll definitely have to check that out.
It's a good little movie. I don't remember the young man who plays. The Hugh Grant hires this accompanist and aspiring songwriter to be her to play for her. And of course, he has no illusion. He's like, "Oh my God, she's terrible. Why are you indulging this? Why are you encouraging her?" And he tells her, "Well, because I love her. I want to make her happy, and this makes her happy." And then there's nothing more than that. So yeah, it's just a fun movie. It's another
and it's historically accurate too.
Right,
it's like a biopic of this actual woman who had no talent.
Right.
And Rory, she reminds me of the young girl or young woman who was going on It's Casual back when you were on public access.
Are you talking about Sandra Prill?
Like Florence just wanted to, she loved performing, she just loved singing, and people would go to see her because she was so bad that it was entertaining. But that reminded me of
was certainly Sandra Pill's situation. Her mother fed into that. She did everything she could to push her daughter forward, and because again, it's what she loved to do.
Yeah. So, and like I said, it just barely kind of eased Julie and Julia out, but yeah. So honorable mention: Julie and Julia. Another great performance from Meryl as Julia Child. I mean, she had the voice down. Just it was like listening to a recording of Julia Child, and her mannerisms, and everything. You tell that she studied this woman. She studied her every little motion.
Well, and it was like I said, it was the same way with Margaret Thatcher and the
Iron Lady. Yes,
she definitely had that.
Yeah, and of course the makeup and everything helped. Yeah, she had that certain way of not all British accents are the same. I saw a thing on YouTube where this British person was talking about that very thing, about who's done the best accents, and she said, yeah, Meryl Streep as Margaret Thatcher was probably one of the best American talking British.
That documentary is called Bright Lights, by the way.
Bright Lights.
Bright
okay,
Lights.
I'm definitely
it's a wonderful documentary. I mean, Carrie takes you through the house and shows you stuff in the house that they've collected.
Yeah.
Debbie was a collector of like Hollywood memorabilia.
Right,
had to give a lot of it away, unfortunately. Had to auction a lot of it off. She had a lot of stuff from like the Wizard of Oz, and she was trying to find places to put it, like as in museums and venues and stuff. But eventually, she had to end up selling a lot of it. It's a wonderful documentary about their life together.
Okay, yeah.
About their life together, and again, her brother in Vegas, and his weird stuff going on with his life.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are having a question from the audience. David said, Manny, did you get your beard done since the last stream? Tell the hair and makeup team backstage. Great job. It's so flowy and nice looking.
Flowy and nice looking.
Flowy and nice. It's very flowy and nice.
As a matter of fact, yes, I have a huge team that has to put me together.
Yeah, David could tell.
They haven't been able to do anything about the bags under my eyes, but
Whereas I'm in just a hotel room and I just kind of throw things on, and
no,
I'm not as flowy. My hair is not as flowy today.
Nobody could be as flowy as Manny's beard. That's the reality.
Well, I watched. Not to bring things down a bit, but I watched the Journeys episode that you did before this, with about suicide and what have you, and the gentleman, the beard for veterans or whatever.
For hope,
Beards
of hope.
That was a beard.
That was a beard. His
beard game was definitely on point.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
I was starting to get a little jealous, and I thought, no, I gotta up my beard.
You gotta up your. That's what happened, David.
So that's what happened.
David says, we have a great beard team here at Cosmos. That's very true, but they don't like Rory much. Yeah, the beard team doesn't like Rory
because I shave.
Because you shave, exactly. You're not part of the team. Yeah.
No, you're not part of it.
Renee and I should both sport beards, and
doesn't like ABBA.
The ZZ Top of movies.
Yep. I could put on like one of those Santa beards. We could do that. We could do that.
I think I got one of those lying around. Not here in the hotel.
You probably have so many of them. I guarantee you have.
But I got a couple of beards. In my room.
Yeah.
I'll wear one next time.
Okay. Well, there you go. Next episode, I expect to see a beard.
Maybe I'll go through several of them.
There you go. Hey, I mean,
I've got a black beard.
Renee has her wig game on. You got to put your beard game on.
Brown beard.
That's right.
You can't leave me alone. Yeah, come on.
That's right. See,
and I got a white Santa beard somewhere. Yeah.
See, we can be like the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Yes.
We could be the Soggy Bottom Boys.
That would be so great.
Let's pull it
in constant sorrow all through his days.
Boom! You gotta do this move, whatever that one is.
That's right.
And
he's in the jailhouse now.
David is asking to hang out with you.
Oh,
David is asking to hang out with you, Manny. He wants a bromance with you.
That's what he hey,
He said, I need to hang out with you, Manny. I think this is a proposition. He said he's going to do a pop-up show just to get Manny on. There you go. You and David would be excellent on a show together. Let's do that, David. I think that's a great idea.
Two guys with beards talking
about Two guys with beards.
He does have a beard, yeah. But David's beard is not anything compared to Manny's beard.
It's a well-cropped beard.
It's like, more of an indecent proposal.
It's not flowy, but it's a well-cropped beard.
Oh, well.
So what are you guys going to do? I mean, next week we have Pan's improv show, so are we doing another 10 p.m. Eastern? Or are we skipping?
I can do that. That's up to you. There was a couple of requests that Jamie made, but unfortunately it's in my notebook at home. I think Star Trek was one of them, right?
Star Trek was one of them.
Everybody's been asking for Star Trek.
All right, let's talk about Trek movies.
You want to do Trek? Okay. I'm always down for some Trek. Always down for some Trek. I mean, there's 13 of them altogether.
And of course, all the Star Wars fans are like, "Why didn't you do Star Wars first?" It's like we can't.
Never going to make anybody happy. I mean,
we can't win for losing.
Look, exactly. I'm a very bad person because I talked about Spaceballs and then I forget whatever stupid thing I did, but now I'm going to do the stupidest thing ever, which is I love Scott Bakula, so I actually like Enterprise. I'm the only person who likes
we're going to talk about the TV shows
dorky. Too? No, I'm just saying a random Star Trek shit to, just to stir the pot a little bit. Because if you say that, in a crowd of Trekkies, they will kill you. They will murder you. I've only met one other person my whole life who likes Enterprise.
I don't dislike Enterprise.
Somebody liked it because it had like 3 or 4 seasons.
I think they just like Scott Bakula. He's so cool.
Yeah.
He's so nice. Everybody
his name sounds like Dracula.
Yeah. The back is back.
The back is
back. He's always back. He was on NCIS, I think, New Orleans, where he did a horrible New Orleans accent. It was the most embarrassing accent I've ever seen on network television. Yeah. And I love Scott Bakula, but come on, he didn't even try. It was bad. It was. You hear that, Scott? It was bad.
Yeah.
Was it worse than Dennis Quaid's Cajun voice in The Big Easy?
Yes, it was worse than that.
It was worse than that.
It was comedically bad, Rory.
Yeah. I mean, Quaid, he made a little bit of an effort, but Scott did not.
We actually had some professional people in that movie that were actually Cajun that helped him.
Really?
With that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was one of them was a woman that was in that movie. She played, it was kind of a middle-aged woman that was in that movie. Yeah. And she was from that area, and so she had the accent. I mean, she helped him, but he had a good dialect coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that Cajun boys, it ain't easy to do.
Let me get that pienso. You got to say pienso instead of pencils. Yeah. Pienso.
That's right.
That's the only word I know how to say in.
Oh, you got that for true. I'll tell you what.
That's pretty good.
Doing that Justin Wilson.
That's right. Yep.
Sounded a little bit like Mudcat.
We're gonna do gonna make some etouffee right here. I'll tell you what for true.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what for true. That's so great. Oh my gosh, I gotta learn that accent. I wonder if Meryl Streep could do it. Let's find out if Meryl Streep has ever done that accent.
Cajun accent?
She would do a bang-up job.
She could do it. Yeah.
She could knock it out of the park.
She could knock it out of the park.
She would do it right. She would do it justice. She would do it right. All right. Okay, so next episode is a Trek episode. 10 o'clock.
It's only going to be the movies, right? You guys are just hitting on the movies. We're
just hitting on the movies. Yeah.
Just doing the movies. Yeah, because if we talk about the TV shows, we'll do a 2-hour show.
Exactly.
That would be a whole separate. Yeah.
2 guys and a gal talking about TV shows.
Yeah.
Talking about Scott Bakula.
Talking about Scott Bakula and his terrible
Quantum Leap, NCIS. Quantum
Leap was good.
Quantum Leap is so good.
It was okay.
So good. I loved Quantum Leap. It's so good.
Yes. Yeah.
It's iconic.
I haven't seen the revival, but.
I never saw it. Yeah, I didn't see the revival. People got mixed reviews, I think.
Yeah.
That just went right over my head. Like I heard that it happened, and people kept asking me if I'd seen it, but I don't even know where to watch it. I don't know. Was it good?
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be good?
I hadn't
Haven't
seen
seen
it
it.
either. Yeah.
I
Haven't
don't
seen
I
it.
know.
don't have network. I don't got that network TV no more.
Just say it in Cajun, Manny. Say it in
I don't
Cajun.
got that. I don't got that TV no more. You know, so I don't watch any of them
Don't
shows no
watch
more.
that TV no
I
more.
don't watch that TV no more. No, so I'm too busy out there fighting the gators.
Were you having a po' boy? Were you eating a po' boy?
I ate
Cook
me a
some
And
shrimp
some
po' boy.
crawdad.
catfish?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Crawdad
I'm
and
too
po'
busy
boy?
cooking crawdad.
Too busy cooking them crawdads. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah. A
about
little
right, yeah.
etouffee, little jambalaya. Mm-hmm.
We are butchering that
Jambalaya.
there accent.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope
we
that
are. But
nobody from
yes.
I hope that
Yeah.
nobody
Well,
from Louisiana is watching.
we've already lost the ABBA fans thanks to
Yeah.
Rory.
And the
We've
beard,
lost the Beard fans thanks to
thanks to
Rory.
Rory. Rory's
And
just,
now we've lost the Cajuns thanks to me.
But
yeah.
you got the beard. They're still here for
We're
you.
just severing the
And your
audience.
flowing beard.
My flowing beard. Yes, well, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I think it's like I look like a guy who's about to go on, on a bike rally. Like, yeah, get in the back of my hog, baby. Just like,
Next, we'll talk Duck Dynasty.
or Duck Dynasty, or somebody said I look very biblical once. Somebody commented. Said,
You
yeah, you
do
look very
look very
biblical.
biblical, very
Like
Moses.
if you wore a
look
robe and
biblical.
carried a staff.
Mhm.
Like,
Very.
Thou not
let my
shalt
people
not
go.
covet thy neighbor's wife.
It's just
I bring you these tablets from on high.
15. Wait. 10 commandments for all to obey.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So Star Trek.
Thank you all for letting me come in from my hotel room in Baltimore, the land of bricks. We lost the Baltimore crew too because of me.
And nobody from Baltimore is going to watch this now.
So I hope that you enjoyed the show.
But we have
again,
David. So
we got David. David's still here. He likes your flowing beard.
A burning bush.
And Renee's flowing hair.
And a burning bush.
I think he said he likes my burning bush. I don't know.
Burning bush.
I think there's probably a cream for that.
Did Renee tell you about her burning bush?
There's a cream for that. Don't worry
David,
about
what
it.
are you saying, David? David. He said, "Thou shalt not pass." That's
thou shalt not pass.
She has flowing pubes.
Somebody said this is now an episode of It's Casual, and I agree.
What?
It's morphed into It's Casual. No, that's a compliment. We love that.
Yeah.
Emily Jane Roberts tomorrow, and It's Casual. Renee is going to be flying solo tomorrow.
I'll be at the helm.
I'll be in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Eating a
doing
lot of
chocolate stuff with my daughter.
Eating a lot of chocolates.
Awesome.
Eating chocolates and riding some roller coasters.
Eating chocolates and enjoying life, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good life.
Oh, that is good. Yeah.
Drink some coffee too, yeah. It's good.
Drink some coffee too, yeah.
Some Black Forest cake,
And plenty of sauerkraut. Remember the sauerkraut.
Plenty of sauerkraut.
Never forget the sauerkraut.
Is Pennsylvania known for its sauerkraut?
Which I always thought sauerkraut was just a pissed off German.
Is sauerkraut verboten?
And now we've lost the Germans.
We're losing everybody.
And the Pennsylvanians.
And the Pennsylvanians. We're just insulting everybody because.
And the Germans.
We don't need the Pennsylvanians. That's all right.
Because we said that they call the Brazil, they call it the Stopsumflappen.
Borscht.
Joke. That's
we
a
should have talked about beer. Of course.
What did
beer
say?
German, you have to say beer.
Yeah.
Das good beer.
Das good
beer,
yeah.
Das Atto.
This all started with chocolate.
It started with chocolate.
It went from chocolate to, beer
Which
and
reminds me of the humor of the Catskills. It's not even that good.
Coffee.
It's not even good enough to be Catskills humor. It really
Exactly.
isn't. Because Catskill's humor, you think of at least like John Candy weighing in, or Rick
Yeah,
Moranis, or somebody,
you know,
Oh, hey.
Penny Youngman, you know.
Yeah, that's some
Uh,
quality stuff. They have some quality humor up there in the
you know,
Catskills.
Belinda Belasky met Penny Youngman.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was
Oh, I
awesome.
owe her some pictures too. I was supposed to send those weeks
You
ago
were
to her.
gonna say you owe her some money. I was gonna be like, Rory, you
I owe Belinda
borrowing money
Belasky
from
money.
her?
She loaned me some money. No,
You know, we borrowed a
I
couple
just
of
told her
bucks.
I was going to send her some pictures that we did screenshot for movies and stuff.
We should ask our guests for money. Like we should.
Ask them.
By the way, thanks for coming on the show. Can you loan me some money?
Can you loan me like just $2, $20?
A couple
bucks.
bucks.
Just a couple of
Come on.
bucks
That'd be
to
$5
get me through till next
Cab
show.
fare.
I'll get it
We
back
need
to you.
some cab fare over here.
It's not even Uber. It's a cab. It's cab. We're taking a cab to the Catskills to see what it is.
That's right. We're taking a show on the road, folks.
We're taking the show to the Catskills.
We're starting in Baltimore with Land of Bricks.
That would be fantastic if we could do a live show from a comedy club in the Catskills with Eddie Brill or something.
Eddie Brill.
That would be. He could hook us up
with musical guest Billy Vera.
Of course, no. Eddie and Billy are way beyond.
Billy and the Beaters.
Billy just played the Nuggets.
Awesome.
The Nuggets thing. He did a great job.
Oh,
Yeah, he had a great. Yeah, everybody who was famous was there too, and it was great. So
cool.
He's got more energy than we do. Okay, he's 77 and he's got more energy than all three of us. It's crazy.
Doesn't that just blow your mind?
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, he's literally 77, and every night he's like off traveling the world and doing shows, and he's like lively and everything, and he's sassy.
Yeah,
I love that Billy Vera.
I'm in Baltimore. I'm
and
sassy.
All right.
I got a big day tomorrow.
That's true.
Eating chocolate and riding the roller coasters.
Yeah.
Roller coasters. Oh yeah.
I'm not riding the roller coasters. I'll watch. I learned my lesson at Universal Studios last year.
Dankeschön. I just know how to say Dankeschön and Verboten.
That Hagrid coaster took me out.
Oh, the Hagrid coaster.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I've heard about that.
Oh my God.
Somebody just said, I converted to Judaism when I married my late husband, and my husband was of Russian, British, Jewish heritage, and my 3 children are biracial, so I have to have a sense of humor. That's the coolest comment we've ever had on the network. Thank you. Who is that? I love that.
I don't know.
Facebook user.
I love it. Okay.
So
and I don't work on the Shabbos. It's Shabbos.
I don't. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, got a thumbs up from the roaster.
Yeah.
That's Joanne. Okay, it's Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sandy, for telling us that. That's great.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a sense of humor. That's the greatest thing. Okay, Joanne Grossman. Okay, thank you, Joanne. Thank you for watching, by the way, everybody. This is a late edition of the show. This is a late edition of the show. Now, next week, we're going to do another late edition, correct, guys? Because of
Yes.
So
we got to do Pan's Improv.
Yeah, we'll be doing Pan.
So we'll be on at 9 Central.
9 Central. There you go. So we'll see everybody then, and it'll be Star Trek stuff.
For a Trek show.
Where we're getting our Trek on.
We're getting our Trek on, and we have to determine if it's Trekkies or Trekkers.
I may actually do my 1 to 5 list on how good I like the movie based, like I won't go in chronological order.
You actually do. You also go my method?
Do it your method, yes. I think
okay.
For that show.
Yeah, awesome.
All right,
see if our picks match up. Oh, that's your number one? Yeah, that's my number one too.
All right, we're just going to talk about something else for the rest of the show. Here's our list.
I love that.
We'll just talk about Scott Bakula.
I bet you we end up talking
please. And Dean Stockwell. Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. And I'm good. I could do a whole show.
Come on, Sam. Where are we going next?
Oh, Gremlins. Sandy keeps asking about Gremlins.
Gremlins.
She wants Gremlins.
She wants us to. Well, there's only 2 movies.
But you could do a Big Monster. That could be a big monster, right?
Well, we've done the first one with Sandy.
Yeah.
We'll have to do Gremlins 2 sometime.
Yeah, the sequel.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do Joe Dante though.
Oh, Joe Dante.
Yeah. Joe Dante movies. Yeah.
There you go. That'll include Gremlins.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All righty.
Good night, everybody. I'm going
Good
to bed.